Hi, it's Glenn from Alderspring, and I'm up here on our 70 square mile public grazing range that we run cattle on in the summer. I'm about 26 miles away from the ranch. I came up here on a motorcycle through rough roads and small trails to get up to this one spot. And what I'm doing up here is ensuring that we're going to be certified organic in perpetuity. And what that means is that we have to ensure that all noxious weed populations are under our control, because if not, the Forest Service and the BLM will take matters into their own hands if we don't prove up and use chemical control throughout our public grazing range here. And chemical control is obviously bad if you're certified organic, because it means you're no longer certified organic. So the way we control these weeds is kind of a time-tested and true method. It's by hand. Up here, there's a Houndstongue, and it's kind of a problem plant. We have one right here, and you think, oh, that's not a very big plant to travel 26 miles for. This population I'm in is scattered through this native goldenrod and snowberry bush population, and it's only about 400 square feet in size out of the 70 square miles. Now, if you do the math, that's not very much coverage. But this plant can be a real nasty. It was brought in here by maybe somebody's pickup truck. There's an old logging road above me here. Or maybe by a bird, maybe a sage grouse flying in from an adjacent rangeland that has more of it than ours. But this is the only known population that we have here. And the reason it's so bad is because you can see this one's just beginning to cure out. And it's got these little tiny sticky burrs on top. And the problem with those sticky burrs, when this thing cures out completely, is that they come off very easily when an elk or deer come walking by them and rub them off. A bear will be foraging in plants in this creek bottom and pick up tons of them, and he will transport them all across our range. And now we have a real problem. Nothing eats it. It's a noxious weed. That means there's no natural controls here, such as fungi, insects, or grazing animals. Nobody knows what it is because it's a foreigner, and as a result, it can carpet the landscape, choke out our native productivity here. So anyway, that's why we do this, and each and every one of these goes in this garbage bag that I carried with me in my backpack, but I'm going to fold it up and make it as tight as I can so that I can carry it all the way back to the ranch 26 miles. But eventually you cover the area. So far I've maybe captured about 300 individuals in this little 300 square foot area. But I also encounter some other things. I encounter these mysterious objects, which are elk droppings. That indicate, indeed, elk do frequent this hill. There's a little elk trail that I'm on right here. It kind of underscores the gravity of the situation of having to deal with this Houndstongue population here and eradicate it while we still have time. Well, I got the Houndstongue and rolled them up as tight as I possibly could and put them in my pack back here. Now you may ask, what happens next? Where do they go? We burn them. Basically, it's a biological hazard that we deal with, and deal with quickly and responsibly. It really is a beautiful place up here on our grazing range, but the face of it would change forever if it was covered with invasive plants such as Houndstongue. So the work we do actually seems a little crazy and trivia when you're crawling around on your hands and knees, pulling up little individual weed plants on an area that's 70 square miles in size. But on the other hand, if that Houndstongue were to take over and actually cover a lot of this beautiful country, it would change the face of it for future generations forever.